Hi, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. Haven't used StreamYard in a while. Thanks for joining me this Sunday. I have a lot of very interesting stuff to share with you guys. Like, for example, I have this very interesting article that's basically saying that 78% of US dollars have been created in the last 12 months. As you can see here, this is alarming, and inflation is going up. And yeah, I'm pretty concerned about this. I think it is part of the plan, but I also think that we should definitely be preparing. Hi Zora, how you doing? Thanks for saying hi. This is very scary what's going on with inflation. My dad brought it to my attention, and like something I'm wondering is like how you guys are preparing. Have you guys heard about this at all? Thank you all 14 people who decided to join me this Sunday afternoon. I know I kind of announced this last minute, but maybe I'll invite Clint. Yeah, it'd be fun to have you on here, Clint. That'd be cool. Clint's someone who's been very supportive. I'm not sure. Let's see if I can find a way to send you a link. But basically, I wanted to make this whole stream because it was brought to my attention by my dad that basically things are looking pretty scary right now. And I mean, we're in for a huge financial collapse. Like the dollar is crashing. There's a reason Bitcoin's $70 right now. And so this is extremely concerning. I'm wondering how you guys preparing. Can you guys let me know in the comments how you're preparing? All right, Clint, if you're listening, I'm sending you a link through email right now to come join me on StreamYard. Come join me, Clint. I sent you a link. You're welcome to join at any point. Janelle says, now the CDC says kids should still wear masks until vaccinated. Yeah, thanks for joining, Janelle. I appreciate your comments. Yeah, you know, this is unfortunate. The CDC is getting sued right now by many people. There's certain topics I'm not really allowed to talk about in the stream because I'm hoping to monetize it at some point. But hi, Cherry. How's it going? Thanks for saying hi. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. I don't think people, at least Democrats, believe in this inflation and collapse. Well, I think, like, you know, I didn't even believe it was really going to happen this year either. But then I saw this, and it's crazy. It's like, it's hard to even believe that 70% of US dollars were created in the last 12 months. And then you go further down in the article, it says something scarier. When you invert the chart like this, the US dollar went down by 78% in about 12 months. It's like, look, this is not my area of expertise, but I do know if the US dollar goes down by 78% in 12 months and Bitcoin goes up by 600% in 14 months, I do know that alarm will start ringing in my head. And I'm like, oh gosh, dollar is in collapse mode. And I think it was by design. I think the dollar was supposed to collapse under a Biden presidency. He's like the fall guy. So it's part of the plan. There's a new quantum financial system that will replace this system. and it'll be backed by gold and silver. That's why like the best investment right now is like gold and silver. I don't have money to invest. There's Clint. All right, let's see if hey Clint, you want to speak? See if I can
Yeah, how
hear
you
you.
doing, Peter?
Hey Clint, thanks for joining me on the stream.
No problem, Peter. I'm glad you had me.
Yeah, you're a big supporter, so it's great to have you here. Have you heard of this whole inflation thing at all, Clint, or no?
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it, but I don't know if it's too concerning because I know like that stuff. I don't know, like the cryptocurrency or that Bitcoin stuff, and how the gold stuff is going to kind of do a little bit, and then about the inflation stuff. I'm just trying to keep an eye on it to know more about it. Is what I'm really trying to do.
Yeah, I was concerned because my dad, he was like, Peter, inflation's gone up 10% a month, and I was like, what? That's impossible. So I looked it up, and he wasn't necessarily, he was wrong in some sense, but also right in another sense. What was it? This article that basically said that, let's see if I can full screen it here. This article basically said that one of the ways that they measure inflation is through used car and truck prices. And in April, it increased by 10%. So I think that's where he got that number. But
Hmm.
it's definitely pretty scary because for I mean, they use used car and truck prices to track inflation. It's not like the official inflation rate. I think the official inflation rate is 4.2%. Um, over a year, but I feel like it's just gonna keep going up. And I think like with all this printing, it's just not gonna end well. And if I had a ton of money, I'd be like, all right, I'm buying gold and silver and I'll ride the wave and I'll be rich. But I have no money to invest whatsoever. So I'm more in like survive the financial dollar collapse mode.
Right.
Um, yeah, I don't know much about this stuff, but I do know that Zero Hedge is a very, very trustworthy website. And I'm concerned when it says 70% of US dollars were created in the last 12 months. Like this graph tells me, like I already knew that the economy was very unstable. And then
Mm-hmm.
this graph just made me think like, oh my gosh, I think I gotta prepare, like take any money I have in dollars, just take it out and just do something with it because it's gonna be worth so much less. Have you thought of preparing in any way, Clint, or has this been brought to your attention yet?
Well, for a while, people have been kind of talking about it, and I mean, I'm not really bad with money, and I do have money. It's just right now, I'm kind of waiting for these people that are helping me get a job and helping me with
Mm,
my finances. I'm just waiting for them to like send me a debit card and helping me
mm.
like from MRS because I live in Michigan.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
but yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for them to get done with the
Mm,
paperwork so I understand.
interesting. Yeah, it's a little crazy right now with were you affected by the coronavirus pandemic and the economic crash that ensued, or were you not really affected? Like, did you lose a job or something? Or
No, not really. I'm still kind of staying with my dad for right now because
for sure.
I'm just kind of waiting for like for my good job and after
Yeah.
they help me with like social security stuff
Mm,
and I might
mm.
find a place to live with their help too. And by the way, pretty soon me and my girlfriend Amy are going to be living together because she's almost done with graduation
Oh
and
wow,
me
that's
and her might
exciting.
make a video if you want to check that out, buddy.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, it's like honestly, I'm kind of like unemployed right now. I'm
Hmm.
just working on this business. I mean, this YouTube business was making for 1 month, it was making enough money to like support my family, and then the next month YouTube struck all these reports. I would get these comments. They're like, I'm reporting all your videos and your channel to YouTube. I'm like, I'm not even breaking any rules, but a lot of people were reporting. So then YouTube just shut down that big channel. But if I had kept it up, I would have been able to do that as a job. Now I'm kind of like hanging by a thread here. But it's this business has gone back into hobby mode. It's kind of like a hobby. I think
Hmm.
it costs a little bit more money to run than that I'm making right now. But it's fun because I meet cool people like you, Clint, who you've been very supportive, and I feel like there are a lot of very smart people. Alexander says gold and silver would be a horrible investment now. I'd like to know why you think that, because from what I hear, the new, I think the financial collapse of the dollar is supposed to happen, and then there's going to be a replacement of this dollar system with a blockchain-based quantum financial system that has a set amount of money, and it's backed by gold and silver. And I hear this from everywhere. So then it makes me think, like, if I had money, I take it out, I wouldn't put in the stock market or even cryptocurrency or Bitcoin or anything. I just, maybe a safe bet is gold and silver and maybe land. I mean, if things, if the crap hits the fan, as they say, you probably want to have some resources for barter and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm kind of like in prepping mode because my community is very much like worried about stuff like this. What do you think, Clint? If the dollar's collapsing, where would you put money if you had a bunch of money?
Well, if the dollar collapses and it's not going to be worth much, maybe I would invest in silver and gold, or if they're going to start using cryptocurrency as the new currency for us, then I might want to do more research on it first to get a better understanding, and then I'd see where it goes from there, just so I'd know more about it and then be prepared better.
That makes sense. Janelle says a lot of us don't have money to buy gold and silver, especially since COVID. I know how you feel, Janelle. Like, I don't have money to put into gold and silver or anything like that either. But I am like putting aside a little bit of money to prepare for like if something were to happen, like I have some barter, like whether it be bullets or seeds or, just like stocking up on like a couple months of food. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but let's see. Alexander says it's a bad investment. Buy gold and silver when the price is low, when market is good. Sell when market panics and people start buying gold. I mean, I feel like gold and silver prices are very high right now, Alexander. I understand that buying right now when it's high doesn't make much sense, but I think that gold and silver prices are going to go higher. And my dad, who watches the market, he says that the prices are manipulated. Like it says like silver's like 25 an ounce, but then like if you try to buy it from these people that sell it, they sell it to you for like $36 or $40 an ounce. In some cases, even $50 an ounce if you actually want to have physical silver. So it's like, is it $25 or is it $50? Because you can buy and sell, silver, but not have any possession for $25. But you want to have in possession, they'll charge you up to $50. So I think that the prices are definitely being manipulated. I kind of agree that land is a very safe bet. I think my top three are like gold, silver, and land. Again, I don't have money to invest in land. I know a lot of people don't. But it is definitely a pretty safe bet. Janelle says they have been saying gold and silver for years. Yeah, luckily, my parents invested in a little bit of gold and silver for the retirement. I recommended, they had like money in stocks. So I was like, get it all out of stocks. It's stocks not trustworthy. Just put in gold and silver, and things worked out. But silver and gold have gone up a lot recently. Like if people put in money like a year ago, they probably got like 40%. Not like Bitcoin, which has gone up from like 10, it went from like 5,000 to like 60,000 real quick. This Alexander says this new currency or total crash is nonsense. I'm an optimist, so I would like to believe that the whole crash is nonsense and nothing's going to happen. But this graph does not lie. Like, inflation jumping by 10%, between 4 and 10%, like that is concerning. And this graph, like, what do you think, Clint? Does this graph scare you at all? That 70% US dollars are created in the last 12 months. Like you see this line go up. Because when I see this, I think, dollar is going to crash. What do you think, Clint? Does this scare you at all?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't make me panic or nothing, but like I definitely keep an eye on it just so I make sure like I know what would happen and just so like I wouldn't be completely too surprised about it. Like so yeah, I guess you could say I am a little concerned about it, but I don't know about like if I'd be like trying to do everything at once to really
Yeah.
get it over with too quick or nothing.
Yeah. I think I go into a panic a little bit faster because I have like a wife and two children and another child's coming like next month, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like if there's some type of huge financial collapse and I'm not prepared, like then a lot of people are gonna suffer. Like my family will suffer. They will not have food or they will not have resources. So I'm like, I guess as a dad, I'm like on high alert, like, oh, is something gonna happen? So me and my community, we're very into prepping.
Oh,
Um, but and then this part is also scary. The US dollar went down by 78% in about 12 months. Like I've heard from watching a lot of videos that the US economy right now is very fragile. Like dollar is very fragile. The debt, the whole system is like a huge bubble. And this looks like a needle popped in the bubble to me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Alexander says, "Don't panic." It's hard for me not to panic. Honestly, I'm panicking. I think it's supposed to happen, so that's what's keeping my panic down. I think
yeah.
this is all part of the plan, and it's supposed to crash. Trump was totally okay with helping it crash
Hmm,
because it will replace with a new fair monetary system, quantum financial system,
hmm.
backed by gold and silver. That's what I hear all over the place. So on that side, I'm not panicking. But if I can't get like food or can't use dollars to buy food for like 2 3 months, that would put me in a little bit of a panic because to have mouths to feed and things to worry about. This has all happened before. You're right, Alexander. But the thing is, I think this is going to be like the dollar. Like we've gone through economic recessions and economic collapses, but I mean, it's happened, but I don't think there's been like the dollar crashes and it's worth nothing like Venezuela, which I think that's going to happen. Um, let's see. Janelle says Glenn Beck says it's going to crash. Several others do too. Who else is saying that, Janelle? I didn't know Glenn Beck was saying. I don't really like Glenn Beck, but he is right every once in a while. Yeah, Glenn. Some people just feel fear porn, and yeah, Glenn Beck. Of course, he's going to be like, hey, it's crashing, buy gold. So many people have been saying that, but now I'm like, hey, I think they're right. Alexander says, that's not incorrect, bubble. Sorry, by the way. That's not incorrect. So that is correct, bubble. Zora says, that's why I'm glad we're getting that QFS because it's been so easy for the government to just keep printing more money in the central banking system. That is why the country is so much debt. Yeah, I heard from people and here and there that Trump is going to confiscate all the goods and cash and money from the cabal, which is like worth over 30 trillion, and then use that to pay off the debt and then start the system anew. So it's still done legally because on some level he really wants to do it. It's very important for Team Trump to do everything legally. So hey, Randy, what's going on? Yeah, I agree. We are in a bubble of sorts. I agree. Alexander says, is there gas scarcity where you're at? There isn't. I don't know about you, Clint, but I'm not seeing gas scarcity. Like the price has gone up like this week, maybe like 5 cents or something. And then like I went to the gas station that had the cheapest price and I expected to be in a line for like 6 hours because Fox News is like lines 10 miles down the block, blah 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 blah. And I was like, oh gosh, it's gonna take an hour. There was not a single car where the cheapest gas was. This was the gas station with the cheapest gas. And it was working, everything was working. I was the only one filling up gas. So I wonder if this is like media hype. They're like putting, how fear sells on CNN and Fox News. They're like panic, panic, and then you go and its reality is like no one's getting gas, or maybe there was a panic and it already happened. because I got gas yesterday, and maybe the rush, the lines are over. But in Pennsylvania, I'm not experiencing anything. I think Pennsylvania, where I live, they process oil. They don't, or maybe they drill for it. No, yeah, I think they get oil, but they don't refine it here. But for some reason, we're not having any gas shortages. Have you seen any price increases, Clint, or anything like that in your area?
Well, the city of Port Huron in Michigan that I live in, I've seen a couple times gases went up and then it went down, but like it never really gets like too expensive like where I'm at. And but sometimes it will get up a little bit by a certain amount, but yeah, I haven't seen too much. And no, we're not having a oil crisis like in some of the southern states.
Yeah, I think this whole oil gas thing is not gonna last so long. I think it's temporary.
Mm-hmm.
It Getter 9 says Fox News likes to stir up fear, Peter. I appreciate you because you try to stay positive. I really appreciate that because I'm naturally optimistic. I'm actually born in a family of pessimists. So if I just went with the flow and was pessimist too, I'd be very depressed. So I naturally was like, as a defense mechanism, I'm just like, look at the silver lining, look at the positive, look at the positive. So then when this whole like Biden get inaugurated and all this stuff happened, I was still like, I'm still gonna be positive. And I searched for all this evidence and I was finding some people who were saying positive things. And that actually worked for me because after inauguration, I went from like 3,000 subscribers to like 36,000 subscribers, just saying, guys, don't worry, it's all gonna be okay. But I believe it too, because like people were saying it. At first it was like Charlie Ward and Simon Parks, and they were just lying. And I think Juan O'Sullivan is lying too. They just pretend to be insiders. But now I'm getting all my sources from like Lynn Wood, Mike Lindell, General Flynn, Trump Jr., Sidney Powell. Like since I've been using information from them, I haven't been inaccurate. When I was getting information from Simon Parks, people would be like, hey, you're wrong. Like Simon Parks was like, Biden has no executive power. And then I look it up and I was like, and I thought he was telling the truth because I thought Simon Parks was an insider. So I made a video. I was like, so I don't think Biden has executive power. And then people are like, look, all executive power, it seems to have an effect. Seems there's like some power behind it. I'm like, So I was getting stuff wrong because I was using Simon Parks as a source. But lately, it's been accurate. I mean, you have people like Mike Lindell who are saying, he's saying like very soon the whole country is going to unify under God. And it's like, whoa, that sounds like this year. Yeah, the civil rules. I've heard of Nisara Jasar as Imminent. I'm hopeful, but I know someone who's pushing that a lot was Charlie Ward, and he's a scammer and a liar. So I hope it's real. I think Nisara Jasar will be very fair. It probably is, but I just wish I saw people who were talking about it who were Charlie Ward, like he talks about it the most. Alexander says a pipeline was hacked and their systems ransomed. No evidence in relation to accounting. I'm not sure what you mean. Zora says the gas scarcity was a distraction. Take our minds off Arizona audit. I am not allowed to talk about that, but I agree. I agree. There's a lot of don't look here, look over here going on. It's like distraction. I think the deep state's panicking and they have a few amount of resources left. Like I think they do control the mainstream media and stuff like that, and they're trying to, and they do have some like cards up their sleeve. They still have yet to play, but I think they're in panic mode and stuff's about to happen. I try to be positive all the time, but when something alarming happens, like very, very alarming, like this inflation thing, then I'm like, all right, positive Peter to the side. Guys, I'm very worried about this collapse thing, like because my dad follows the market very closely and he's very, very concerned. My whole community, we're like a prepping church. We're very, very, very concerned with how the dollar is, how the economy is, what's going on with Joe Biden. Well, they're concerned with Joe Biden. I'm optimistic. I think this is all part of the plan. Clint, you've been watching my videos. Do you think my arguments of how something's going to happen soon because of what General Flynn and Lynn Wood and Trump and all these people are saying, you think something's going to happen this year based on the what you've seen in my videos?
Absolutely.
Great, great. Because sometimes, you know, um, I wonder if I'm getting my point across. Because like I really do believe something's going to happen very soon.
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of time. They are panicking badly. I agree, Zora. Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, some of my viewers are Charlie Ward and Simon Parks supporters. So then when I say that, like people get angry at me, but I'm like, I'm not trying to be do a popularity contest. I'm just gonna tell you what I think is the truth. But when I attack people or ideas righteously, like say Charlie Ward, Simon Parks are scammers, or say like Earth is not flat, like some people get very angry. In a lot of comments, people are like, how dare you attack these people? They have high integrity. I'm like, no, I don't think so. But I got a lot of flack for saying I don't think the earth is flat. Like I got a lot of comments from flat earth people who are like, it is flat, Peter. You're ignorant. I can't believe it. And I'm like, all right, I'll look into it. But the Silver Wolf says they paid in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is part of human trafficking. This point is severe, and all the money they got paid. Yeah, I have a relative who's got a lot of money in Bitcoin, and I do think Bitcoin is up because of human trafficking and other stuff like that and illegal activity. And I think Bitcoin is probably going to crash. Honestly, I think most of the crypto market's going to crash soon. I don't know which is the good coins though. I wouldn't recommend any coin right now. It's just so risky. It's like if you have money in cryptocurrencies, I think there's a 99% chance you're going to lose most of it. Even Bitcoin. But yeah, gold and silver. I did not mean to offend anyone, but there's a good video showing all the lies Charlie has told. Don't worry about offending people. We're all about the truth here. I watched that video. It was by like M Truther or something like that, where they said 30 reasons I don't trust Charlie Ward, and they made some good points. They're like, there was a horrible pedophile, I forget his name, in England who like did horrible stuff to hundreds of kids and stuff like that. And Charlie Ward admits to getting young children for him. Like, oh, there was this famous guy and he really wanted to meet some young girls, and young girls wanted to meet him. So I brought the young girls. He said they were underage. He brought them over to meet this guy. I don't know what happened after that, but I'm like, and he's like talked public about this, like bragged about it. And now he's like backtracking, like, oh, they were actually over 18 and they were just saying hi and they're good friends of mine. And now looking back, they told me they really appreciate that I did that for them. And they're still my friends. And I'm like, dude, you are liar, liar, liar. Charlie Ward keeps lying. He gets caught in a lie or backtrack. I just don't like that. Like when I get something wrong, I'm gonna embarrass myself and be like, guys, I got this wrong. If you believe me, please take it back. You know, I got some stuff wrong, stuff like that. Like, I don't want to be the guy who that's just, I really don't respect that at all. So I've made it many times getting stuff wrong, especially my previous YouTube channel. But this one, I've been pretty accurate. Zora says, watch X22 Report, Geopolitical, Political Report, and Financial Report. I do watch them every once in a while. I have limited time. But I do like X22. Have you heard of X22 before, Clint?
Yeah, one of my friends also was saying some stuff about that. Well, I didn't know what he was talking about at the time, but he was saying some stuff about it, but then was a little interested and curious. So I asked him some stuff about it at the time, but I haven't heard nothing about it since.
Yeah, X22 Report. This guy's got like over 1,000 episodes, I think. He says a lot of very interesting things, but it's like a long, boring part, and then like one tidbit of interesting thing. A long, boring part. Like, so that's what I find with a lot of these shows that I watch. Like, they're good, but there's a lot of like filler that's just boring for me. And then there's like something exciting and a lot of filler. Like, I'll watch a 40-minute show and I only really get excited about like one or two things that are said. So I try to make my shows like I cut out all the filler and be like, this is the one exciting thing. I'm only going to talk about one thing, but it's exciting. And then just like leave it short but sweet, like exciting. And then instead of like making a 40-minute show, which is a lot of effort and so much of it is filler and probably not accurate stuff and stuff like that. Subroll says XLM and Dogecoin are safe. I have no idea, but I wouldn't put money into them. I know that Elon Musk has Dogecoin and he's been pumping it for his own benefit. He's the richest person in the world now. I used to trust Elon. I'm not sure anymore. Wayne Stanford says 2021 is too late. We the people stand strong. No blood on the streets. Antifa take one out. Love is the answer. Be prepared. I agree, Wayne. Be prepared. Be prepared. We should all stand together. Thank you, It-Getter9. Admitting when I'm wrong. Yeah, I appreciate that. You appreciate that because it's really embarrassing to make a video and be like, hey guys, so I'm sorry that I got all this information wrong. It's not something I like to do, but I feel like it does build trust in the long term. And it also corrects my viewers. Like if I put out bad information, I don't want them saying bad information. I want them to be aware of what's really going on. I encourage investing in gold and silver. Trust me, says the Silver Wolves. I trust you. If I had money, I would put money into it. I just have like a few little barter stuff, like in case of like we run out of food and we need food and we need a barter. I have like a few $100s of barter materials. But right now I'm just paying down debt. If not, I would put everything I had in gold and silver and land right now. I did not hear that, Janelle. Don Landman said big changes coming at CNN. I wonder what that is all about. Zora says, yes, unfortunately it is long. That's the bad thing, but very good info. You can listen to it while doing other things. Sometimes he shows charts and video clips though. When I try to watch X22, I didn't see a video. I just could find like a little audio of it. And I'm not auditory person. I'm very visual. Maybe that's why the show is boring. If he has a visual show that I can watch, I would watch that. But usually I just either see like a blank image and hear audio or it's just audio. But I like to see video. I like to see people. I like to see graphs and information. I don't like when I hear information just auditorily, I tend to forget it. But if I see it, I'm a visual learner. What about you, Clint? Are you more of an auditory learner or a visual learner?
Well, that's kind of tough for me to decide because I usually try to find like as much information as I can that I can really remember good, and so I don't gotta keep going back to it each time if I needed to remember. But sometimes like visual or just like blank audio can be fine, but as long as I can remember it good and it is good information, then it should be good for me.
That makes sense. Zora says, your videos are very good, Peter. Thank you, Zora. I appreciate it. I'm trying to make the videos as high as quality as possible. I agree with the Silver Rose that a big boom is coming. I'm not sure how it's going to play out. I have an idea, but I'm not allowed to talk about it here on YouTube. But I do think the deep state's panicking and that their time, like, I feel like Trump is really going to go on the offensive the next like 2-3 weeks. But then I feel like the deep state's going to throw a tantrum and start collapsing everything, doing a bunch of bad stuff. Yeah. And it's just going to get crazy and wild. Zora says, for the most part, it is auditory. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Are you guys visual learners or auditory? Because I've been making all my videos based on hoping that you're visual. Like I think millennials and younger people, and I think most people are visual learners. So I'm making my videos more visual than anything, really focusing on the visuals. Yes, Vladimir, this is live. Oh, Don Lemon is leaving his nighttime show. Well, that's great.
What?
Interesting. Dude, that guy is so boring. Like, oh my gosh. Every time like people like show clips of him to make fun of him, even then it's not funny because he's just so boring. There's some people on CNN, I'm just like, it's so obvious it's propaganda and it's just so dumb what they're saying, and you're just like, oh my gosh, who is believing this? But I have family who are on the left and they watch CNN and all that, and they're like, "Yeah, this makes sense. This is true." The 20th of May, supposedly. Wow, very exciting. Yeah, I think more and more people are going to start stepping down. This guy Ghost Ezra on Telegram, he says that a lot of these late night shows are 100% CGI right now, and the original people have already been like arrested or in Guantanamo Bay. Like he said, Jimmy Kimmel, he said that interaction he had with Mike Lindell was all CGI.
Really?
And I'm like, yeah, he claims. Ghost Ezra makes the craziest claims. He's also saying the Earth, he's insinuated, I'm correcting myself. He hasn't said the Earth is flat, but he seems to insinuate it as well. He brings it up over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, people point out, Ghost Ezra never said the Earth is flat. I'm like, yeah, but if you bring it up like 1 in 50 messages like about flat Earth, you keep on, you bring it up to be like, hey, he'll ask the question like, is the Earth, round or flat? Or he'll say like, can you explain this thing? And then he's kind of like promoting bringing on a flat Earth argument. And then he brings up the documentary Level, the film. Let me show that to you guys. Level, the film, flat Earth documentary.
How can the Earth be flat?
Yeah, it's just like I would play it to you, but then I get a copyright strike. But yeah, it's a flat Earth documentary. Supposedly it was going to come out on Prime Video, which I have Amazon Prime, so I was going to watch it. I was like, oh, it's free. But then it didn't, and now it's like $5 to watch it. So I was going to watch it just for fun. Like, all right, let me hear all of the flat Earth arguments, like just for fun. Like me and my wife were going to rip it apart. But then it's like, oh, it's not on Amazon Prime. You have to spend like $5 watching it. I was like, I'm not going to fund the flat Earth movement. Plus, there's like a rated R version and a PG version. I'm like, how can you make a flat Earth documentary rated R? Like, what is in it? It's like nudity, language, drugs. I was like, I thought this is about the flat Earth. Oh my gosh. Ghost Ezra is excellent, says the Silver Wolves. I like Ghost Ezra. Honestly, I get a lot of content from Ghost Ezra. But, yeah, exactly. He says the Earth is flat. He seems to imply it over and over and over again. Vladimir says, Peter, the way you're looking for Trump to be in power still is weird. I think Trump still has power because it's been implied over and over again. You have like General Flynn. They asked, I wonder if I have the video somewhere, but basically asked General Flynn, like, should I be worried? This was like a foreigner. And he's like, no, the Patriots are in control. They're saving everyone on Earth. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be okay. Like, why would he say something like that if the military was not backing Trump? And then you have Mike Lindell saying, the country's about to be unified under God. And then you have Trump saying our brightest days are just ahead. Great things are happening. We're winning. Everything's going well. Don't worry. Literally, he's saying all those things. And then let's see what else. You have Linwood who are saying that Linwood, he's made the boldest remark. Linwood recently, he said that if you think, I'm not sure I can talk about on YouTube, but basically he said don't count Trump out. That things are going according to plan. I'm summarizing it because I can't say exactly what he said. But basically said that if you think Trump and the military are just going to let the bad guys get away with everything like they are, and that they didn't set traps and things aren't going according to plan, then you're underestimating how intelligent Trump and the military are. They're super intelligent. They did set up traps. Everything is going according to plan. And that's kind of how I felt all along. Even when Biden was inaugurated, I was like, I really think that things are still going according to plan because Trump is way too smart. Like he loves chess. He loves the Art of War by Sue something. But he's a brilliant strategist. I heard there's like hundreds, and it makes sense, at least hundreds of people strategizing for Trump. And they've been planning this for decades. So it's not like he's like, oops, I stumbled. Oh no, we're all going to die now. I don't think that's what's happening. I think things are going well according to plan. I'm going to stick around for 5 more minutes. If you guys have any questions in the comments section, let me know. I'm happy to answer. This is a good time to answer questions. Can you get Hannah Reloaded on the live stream? I can. She loves making fun of my content.
Yeah.
Oh, Hannah, I had to block all her trolls because my comment section became like a bunch of negative stuff. This is her YouTube channel. She likes to make fun of me. Peter gets uncensored. His conspiracies. Look at this. Peter gets uncensored. I'm not sure what she's talking about, but she likes to make videos of me. And here's another one and another one. Honestly, she's kind of funny, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, I feel a little sorry for her because she's gonna get a rude awakening when everything comes out, and she realize how brainwashed she is, and she's gonna be like, "Wow, I fell for all the traps. I thought that something was."
Debate.
Yeah, like she thinks the Bidens are classy and Trump is trashy, and Trump, you know, they're evil, and that she just thinks I'm nuts. But I think that when it turns out that what I'm saying is correct, she's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, wow." Then I'm gonna go to her YouTube channel and see her reaction to everything that's gonna happen in the next few months is gonna destroy her worldview. So I'm gonna be paying attention close to Hannah Reloaded, who makes fun of people like me, and I'm pretty sure I know what's going on. So I'd like to see, as things get proven that I am correct, I'd like to see her reaction. She's like, be like, "Well, I thought Peter was wrong and made fun of him, but now it seems like he's right." Let's see. Thank you, Janelle. I appreciate it. Oh, interesting. Trump's bloodline is Slovenian, same as Nikola Tesla. I like Peter and Hannah both. I thought that was a really good conversation. It was, but I just want to be clear. Like, I went to that. If you guys watched the debate I had with her, I went to that debate purposely wanting to lose. I was completely unprepared. My goal was just her to get down a video to befriend her, and because she put out a video saying that I was, you know, a violent person who had guns. They wanted to kill millions of people. And that it was no joke. Like, I generally want to kill a lot of people and stuff like that. And that's not true. So I had, you know, I could destroy her in a debate or like name call her and then she'll say more of this stuff. Or I could lose the debate and just like get destroyed. And then I sent her email with a bunch of compliments. I said, "Wow, you beat me in debate. You're so smart. You're amazing. By the way, it's not safe for me to keep posting videos when you're telling people that I'm going to hurt people because I'm getting death threats. Please take that video down." And because we're friends, she took down the video. Honestly, I kind of consider her my friend, but not like a close friend. Like we're acquaintances, but she took down the video, and I do plan on debating her again. And this time, next time, I'm not going to be so easy on her. Much love, Peter. Thank you. Yeah, she said that about me. She said her specific words are, "Although Peter seems very kind and optimistic and gentle person, he wants to kill you. He wants to kill everyone left of Donald Trump. Get it in your heads, people. This is no joke. He wants to kill all of you." That's what he said. That's what she wants to call it. That's what she said. She's like, basically that I'm not kind. I want to hurt a bunch of people. And so she took down that video. Yeah, I prefer to just be your friends. Thank you, Silver Wolves. You too. Take care, man. Yeah, it's pretty awful that she said that. But then again, I gave her a lot of bait to say that because I'm in a gun cult. And looks like you froze there, Clint. I'm in a gun cult. And also, you know, I'm a conservative. I'm on the right, so I'm a gun owner. It's very easy to label me as like an extremist, horrible person. But yeah, you can choose your friends, but not your enemies. Anyway, I'm kind of friends with her now, and we actually need more conversations across the difference. It's good, yeah, it's good. I'm okay that I did pretty bad, and I look forward to debating her soon. If you guys have any more questions, Trump never read the Of War. He read The Art of War. He references it all the time by like Sue something, The Art of War. That's his favorite book. Look it up. Trump's favorite book is The Art of War because he's all about strategy. If you guys have any more questions, I can answer one more question and then I'm going to head out here. Oh, there, Clint's back. Thanks for joining me, Clint, on the
Sorry.
stream. I appreciate it. It's great having you here, man.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, I
guys.
look
Mike
forward to
Lindell,
that.
credible. What, Clint?
No, I just look forward to like what everything General Flynn, Mike Lindell, Sidney
I know,
Powell,
right? All
Linwood.
that stuff. Soon. Should be
Yeah.
less than a month. Let's see. Mike Lindell is
Well,
credible.
yeah.
Absolutely. Trump calls up Mike Lindell. They have a relationship. Mike Lindell, he's risking his whole business because right now they're suing his business. He could lose everything he owns fighting for the country and for Trump. People like that are definitely credible for sure. The feed, that feeds into less ideas about us. Yeah, I know it does. So I've decided not to put my like church emblem with my gun symbol or my gun hoodie anymore, and I just took all the church stuff because I don't want to be labeled as that violent guy. I prefer to be labeled as like some hippie stoner or something versus like violent extremist gun cult wacko. I agree. My impression that many people on the right are extremely dedicated to violence. I see. After the Frank's feast flop, really, he claimed to invest millions. Yeah, one thing I just want to point out before I go is I am a little disappointed. I love Mike Lindell pieces. I think he's saving the country. I have a lot of respect for him, but I'm very disappointed that after like several delays and several launches, I still can't post videos on his website. Like 10 people are allowed to post videos on his website, and he chooses which videos are even public, period. So it's not really a social media platform like he promised yet, and that's disappointing. I was basing all my business off of posting videos there, and now I can't, so I'm having to just adapt. All right, guys, thanks for joining me, Clint. Appreciate it. Any more questions? Hannah says she didn't like Biden. She said he's just a better choice than Trump. Yeah, I think a lot of people were Bernie bros. I think if people actually had to choose, I think a lot of people on the left would have chosen Bernie instead. You wanted to lose. She debunked all your claims. She made some excellent points. I'll give you that. Hannah made some excellent points. I would say she may have debunked a few of my claims. That is true. I give her that. But I went into this debate with no intention of beating her at all, or like arguing or winning. My only intention was to bring up. I brought it up during the debate. I brought up like, you said I'm a murderer and I've actually used cannabis to save lives of many Democrats and stuff like that. I was like, you say I'm a violent person. That when I have to choose what is a higher priority, getting a video down that's getting me death threats and my family death threats, and I'm getting emails and people are like, I know where you live, and I was getting death threats from this video. My priority was not to win the debate. My priority was to bring this up during the debate, which I did, and then to ask her to take it down afterwards. Winning debate is what I'm going to do next time. But Hannah probably isn't there what she's, but a troll. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Wayne. All right, guys. She didn't debunk your claims. Think about it. I think she may have debunked one or two of my claims. Maybe. I don't know. Things are confusing right now. I do get some stuff wrong. But the main thing she didn't debunk, I think Trump controls the military. I think the Patriots are in control. Good things are going to happen this year. Bad guys are going in jail. She wasn't able to debunk those major things, and that's all that matters. Like little details, like she thought she debunked the whole claim that that Biden is filming Castle Rock, but then Linwood recently said, Biden's not in the White House, he's filming Castle Rock. So this is something that I had said, and Linwood has confirmed it. And Linwood is a defamation lawyer, which means people can sue him if he's wrong, and no one's suing Linwood, which means I was right that Biden is filming in a Castle Rock, California, in a studio, fake White House. He has no access to the White House. I was right about that. But one of the proofs that I provided about that, she may have debunked it. But is the whole theory wrong? No, because there's still a lot of different pieces of evidence that he is not in the White House and he's filming Castle, California that she hasn't debunked. I agree, Hannah. Oh, Hannah is not a troll. Troll just like the insult for the fun of it. Hannah and Peter have a legitimate difference to try to hash out. That's not trolling. I respect that. All right, guys. Thanks for being here with me. I'm thinking about doing this next Sunday as well. And thank you, Clint, for joining. And it was a good conversation.
Yep.
Stay safe, guys. And if you can, I do definitely recommend you look into this financial collapse stuff because, like, you know, inflammation is jumping a lot, like the highest it has in a long time. I do think this is concerning. I do think having a minimum of some prepping tools, something to barter with, I don't know, some silver coins, some seeds, not cash at all, but something to barter with, because if cash isn't accepted for a month or two, I think it's good to have like a backup plan, at least like a month's supply of food. All right, guys, have a good day. See you later. Thanks for joining me.
See you, Peter.
All right, see you.